Okay, the scene editor window is the render window which is always open no matter which view or workspace we are looking at. So if we go into any other view, the scene editor window is usually always open, and it's a window that's really going to help us in your design process. It reflects the real-time changes that you are making in your scene. So to see what's going on in the scene editor window, we're going to go ahead and open a scene here and let it run. So first, when we double click a scene, you can see it loads it in the scene tree as well as the scene editor window. Now the scene editor window is basically made up your preview here and this left column here and the bar running across the bottom with all the play controls. We have our basically timeline or animation control down here. So you can see as we roll over each thing with the key mouse, you can see what it stands for, but basically we have a start animation here, which will start our animation. We have a rewind animation, which takes it all the way back to the beginning. We have a reverse here, which will play our timeline in reverse. We also have a stop button, which will stop the animation. We have a continue button, so if we had a stop point within this scene, we could continue an animation. We also have a jump to next keyframe. We have a jump to a previous keyframe here, and then here we have controls for our timeline. Now this timeline control relates to the stage. So as we reset our timeline, it takes it all the way back to 0 seconds here or 0 fields, whichever you have your stage set up to. So you can click and drag in this number, or you can advance it by these keyframes here, and or whenever you set a keyframe, it will automatically advance if you have this button active, which moves the timeline after you set a keyframe. So this icon here resets it back to 0. We can jump to timeline position with the little plus sign here, and then jump to the next keyframe there. Set keyframe is how we set keyframes within our animations. And then this button here, as we mentioned, will automatically move the timeline after you set a keyframe. This numerical value here tells us how much to advance the timeline after we set a keyframe. And you can advance this either manually with your mouse or use these little up and down arrows here to the right of it. So on the far left here on the bottom bar, we have what's called the director control. And first we have a locked director menu, which will lock and unlock the director box here. So if we click on the director box, it will bring up this separate box that opens up, and we can select which directors to play. So right now in this scene we have 2 directors, and I can select both of them. I'll hit play, and one of them is a looping director and one of them is just one that brings the animation on and off. If I just wanted to play one director, I could highlight that and just play that one as well. You can close that box right there and it goes away. Now we also have this vertical column running on the left hand side, which allows us to do some additional options or show additional options within this scene editor. First, if I wanted to take a snapshot of our scene, we could just click this snapshot icon and it allows us to give it a name, size, format, and then we can hit OK and it will export it. We have our advanced post rendering effects, and underneath that we have our keyed preview on or off that we can view that way. We have a normal vertices button here. We also have a script button which will handle any scripts that we have within our scene. Below that are our safe boxes that we can turn on as guides. Below that we have a key function which will show us the key channel of our scene. There's also a wireframe which shows us the wireframe setting of the scene. And then below that is our bounding box, so that whatever we have selected in the scene tree, it shows us the bounding box within the scene editor. There's also a performance bar below that, so if you click on this, it will bring up the performance bar and let you know how the scene is performing real time. And then just below the performance bar, if you click on the grid icon, you can bring up the grid. So you can turn a grid on or off as you design, and it has different settings in here, which you can select to help you design in certain 3D aspects. Now if you have a scene open and you do go into the other views, it's always going to be active as well. And just like any other window, if you want to slide and detach the scene editor window for your own preview purpose, you can. And you can see that the same gutter bar along the left and the bottom follow with it.